This is response number 2 to our friend and subscriber, iKingRev, that he made a comment on a video we did about the Trinity. The link may or may not be here on the screen. And I see it right now when I'm recording this, but for whatever reason, Gaggle sometimes blocks those, or there's some problem with it, but it doesn't show up. Anyway, his question was regarding, can you make a video on John 12, verses 27 to 30? And that's what this is. I'll try to get what I can in here in this short time. What it says is, Jesus is speaking, starting in verse 27 of John 12. Now my soul is troubled, and what shall I say? He asks a rhetorical question. Then he says, should I ask this? Father, save me from this hour. Is that the question I should ask? He's saying, but for this purpose I came to this hour. So he doesn't ask that question. He doesn't. He asked if the cup could pass from him. Nevertheless, thy will be done. We all know that. I think most of us do. So then he goes immediately in the next verse to, Father, glorify your name. Then a voice came from heaven saying, I have both glorified it and will glorify it again. I think this is merely a statement of God has been glorifying his name, that means to make known his name, to make known his person through his name. That is what is most glorious, is that the Creator would make himself known, would make himself knowable, that you could know the one who created and designed you. You know, if you just consider that, even if you don't believe it, but if you know you are designed, and most Christians understand that basic concept, you are actually designed. There is a designer. He didn't just put out a cookie cutter print of mankind, but no, he designed you personally. And it is glorious that you could know this one. And the way he made it possible for you to know him is by giving his life, by becoming a human like you and giving that life so that that resurrected life could come dwell within you and you could know him more intimately than you can anyone else in the entire world of creation or otherwise. So then voice came from heaven saying, I have both glorified it and will glorify it again. Therefore the people who stood by and heard it said that it had thundered. Others said an angel had spoken to him. Verse 30, Jesus answered and said, this voice did not come because of me, but for you. In other words, Jesus didn't need to hear this. Jesus already knew it because it is the voice of Jesus. Just like he said in the previous chapter regarding Lazarus, when Lazarus was raised, he spoke to the Father. He said, I know that you hear me always, but for those standing around, that they might believe I say these words. Jesus is one with the Father. Jesus is the Father in the flesh. He doesn't need to speak anything out loud because the Father hears his thoughts, because his thoughts are the thoughts of the Father. That's why he said that. It was for their sake, just like every single thing he did was for our sake. He made it about us. Make it about him.